Alright, welcome back for our playthrough part 9, aka Act 9. So last time we left off, we didn't get to the town. We have a skill point. We actually just got a unique item. So here's a skill tree in terms of right now. What I want to get is this thing called Wind Dancer. What it does is it makes it so we take more damage basically against smaller hits that are consistent, but we take less damage from larger attacks that happen less frequently. And overall, I think it is worth it. Optional though. I suggest it for most people against bosses, because a lot of boss hits will just melt you instantly. But we also got this Terminus S, which is a Tiger Sword. I'm going to open up my Awakened PoE trade and see if it's worth anything. It's probably worth like 1 Chaos or 1 Alch. Oh, it's worth like 1 Chaos. But let's see what the rolls are. Depending on the rolls on items, like this is actually a pretty high roll. It's it's over 200, and then the crit chance is actually pretty important on it as well. And what it does is it grants you a Frenzy Charge on crit. But now we're just going straight to the town, and this is a really good area to level. So if you're not like at least, I would say 60, 62 here, you can farm this area. And the reason why it's a really good farm area is because you have the ability to just kind of go up, and it's really fast. Look at the spots. Ooh, that mana siphon though. I think it's nasty. Look how fast just mowed through the content. If something is non-fast, we'll pop or Vol. Vol Lightning Strike. Or Vol Lightning Arrow. Alright. Now we're at Highgate.
Can't see why I'd want to do that.
I'm just gonna talk to them so they're just out of the way. See ya. And you'll notice our exit is actually kind of farther away. Now this item is worth 1 Chaos. We'll throw it in the sell category here, and I'll just list it for 1 Chaos. If it sells for 1, cool. If not, no biggie. So now we gotta go all the way around. The exit is actually over here now. So we're going to the descent. Our mark on hit leveled up. We'll go down to the supply hoist. So up and to the right is where you want to go. The first area and the second area of the descent. Just hug the right side. We'll go across bridge. We're just leveled up already. That's fast. We can get some extra elemental penetration, which will be good. And let's go put this in. I'm going to grab these 3 nodes over here. Oh, you know what we actually can get too? Is we actually get spell suppression next. So I'm going to actually prioritize getting that. Because right now our damage is totally fine. I'm not worried about that at all. Like, we could have half the damage and it's still really good. Oh, our ice golem died. Resummon that guy.
I'm not up to that just
The
yet.
craft more speed. It's kind of nice to get the waypoint here, so if you can see the waypoint, grab it is definitely worth. I believe there's a little like tornado area that spawns in. You get an item. I think it's usually down to the from the wherever the waypoint is. Usually, I want to say it's a little bit under it.
Yes.
Oh, what did we get? A chisel. Okay. Let's see if we can find it. You'll see a little like shrine. There'll be like these little tornadoes next to it. Should be relatively close to the waypoint though. Is it here? No. Alright, we'll just go on. This area we can't go to yet. We're gonna actually go up, I believe, first. see a little like tornado area. Okay. Okay, well, we didn't get the little like tornado thing. It's fine. We can go back and grab it later if we want to. There is a quest boss over here. I believe it's an optional one, though. Oh, if you see any maps, important thing, pick up all the maps. We're going to want them for later. They are a part of the endgame content. Here's Boulder back. Where's the boss? Okay, here it is. So we got the Calendar of Fortune. So we can deliver that to the boss. Supposed to go up, and eventually we get some sort of like powder. Okay, here we go. The tunnel. So in the tunnel, there is a trial of ascendancy here. Do that. Okay, we can do the Storm Blade later. We shouldn't get. That was the little thing that I was talking about. So here's the Trial of Ascendancy. It's Rog. It's not Tujin, so I don't really care too much about it. Go up here. It's a longer one, but with that Immortal Flesh, look at that. Ooh! Actually almost melted over there. We're supposed to kind of go in between them. Just 3. Gotta take our time.
Yes.
Okay. What dropped? Oh, there's a bunch of stuff that just dropped over there. A bunch of 6-socketed items. That was probably like an arch nemesis. All right, so touch the plaque. So we have 1, 2, 3. Oh, we have a saw blade saw on us while we're looking at items. I don't really need this anymore. I think this was our older ring. This thing is probably not worth anything, but if we can grab this. Oh, can we pick up this? Oh, they're mirrored items. That's what happened. Okay. So a mirrored item, I believe, cannot really be modified. If you ever see an item, it'll just say mirrored. So some items will say like mirrored. And what I'm doing right now is because I don't have room. So we're going to go sell these items. It'll give us Jeweler's Orbs. So 21 equals about 1 Chaos Orb right now. We have a reward. It's just a passive respec point. And we're going to go back and then pick up the other last item that was 6-socketed. So right now, picking up still 6-socketed items is worth it. Lightning Arrow looks fun. Oh, it definitely is fun. It's actually one of my favorite things in the game. I used to play Flicker Strike for like the longest time, but it's really hard to get up and running to do like red maps, and like starting off on Flicker Strike is really rough because it's melee, and melee is difficult for beginners. So like I stay away from playing melee builds. Right now I'm really into playing any spells because +1 to spell skills is massive. What the heck? Look at all these steel circlets. Alright, so we got the Trial of Ascendancy in the tunnel, and that was like one of the more important things that we can get over here. And then what we're looking for is the next area for the exit. It's Parandus. It's kind of an okay leveling belt, but we will very soon outgrow a lot of these things. In fact, our helmet definitely needs to be replaced. So what we want to do right here in the quarry is basically just go forward. The waypoint's almost always right here in this location. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go back to the Vashtra Desert. It's just because I didn't see it the first time. Okay, let's go down to the left here. See if we can find it. There's this Mortal Syndicate thing. You don't have to worry too much about it. It's for another League mechanic. It's not part of the main quest here. I'm looking for the little tornadoes. Okay, here it is. So here is the waypoint. I want to say it's usually, like I said before, it's usually under it. It usually should have been like right there. But we kill a bunch of the monsters here, and then an item will drop at the very end. I love playing bow builds because we have this little like thing that shoots for us too. It's fantastic. We should also check if Thunder Fist is available for purchase. So now we get Stormblade, and then we get to take the Stormblade and we can deliver it now to the NPC. And we can also get rid of this other axe that we have in our inventory.
You did it.
So now we get our reward. I don't have enough room. Okay, here we go.
Be careful.
Okay, I was hoping we get some good. Unfortunately, not the greatest, but
Can we be of help?
I'm gonna throw that there. And so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to do the reoccurring nightmare. So we're going to go back to the quarry. That was the last waypoint. We just completed the other quest, which was kind of whatever. I just wanted to do it because I was hoping we get something maybe kind of okay, and maybe we could swap.
I'm not up to that just yet.
And if your bow was really bad, yeah. It's just sometimes you can get a lot better items off of NPCs as seasons progress in PoE. They've been making the NPCs actually sell better items too. That's one in particular. I was hoping we could get something. It wasn't like terrible though. But there's Shrine of the Winds over here. And there will be a boss. And this boss right here will give you a skill point. It is called, what's the name of it? Ruler of Highgate is the name of it. So, Ruler of Highgate, and then there's Queen of the Sands, one of the coolest bosses in the game as well. So this boss, how it works is, eventually they go away, and you can't see them too well. Like, you can still kind of see a blur of them. And if we get hit by bleed, just make sure you activate your steel skin. Or if you have a flask that has immunity to bleed, you can still see the boss. You see the boss right there? It's like if you've played StarCraft, it's kind of like Cloak. You can still like kind of see the character. It's very vague though. But I like these turrets because it kind of shows me where the boss is at also. Makes things a little bit easier. Where's the boss? I think we get him? Oh, he's right there. Oh, we ripped. Unlucky. Have to reactivate our buffs. I can't even see them. Okay, there they are. And the boss is gone. There we go. And so now that we have that done, that one will also give us a... Oops, we're stuck. Okay. That's weird because it shows like up and to the right. This used to be up and to the left, so now I think we just go up, maybe more to the right. Let's see. Because I don't remember exactly the league. I think it was Expedition. They decided to move the map around because there's a lot of things that, like, if you play the game long enough, you'll kind of know the patterns. And one league, they decided to change it, and they kept it that way. But we'll see if they've changed it again.
Yes.
Because that one's usually on the left side in terms of where the questing area is. Now it's over here. So now we got to go to the refinery. So what it wants us to do, we need to get the powder and some Basilisk Acid. So once we're in the refinery, this is what we're looking for. If you see the Syndicate Laboratory, don't worry about it. We can go over what that does later. It's not part of like the campaign. Any good finds? So far in this part of our playthrough, no. Like we haven't got anything good within the last 13 minutes. Not yet. Oh, you know what we should be doing? We should be doing these league mechanics. Hold on. What? I don't know what just hit us. As you progress in the game, you'll notice certain things might just do insane amounts of damage. I don't really need that penetration. You could fill this out. If you feel like your damage is lacking, then feel free to grab this. But I actually want to get this spell suppression chance, and then we're going to get the chance to suppress spell damage is lucky. And what this is going to do is make it so once we have our spell suppression at least 50%, it's going to roll 2 times. And it's about 75% chance for the spells to hit us to do half damage. It's really nice. Highly recommend getting it. Eventually, most builds will want to try to get 100% spell suppression. But I might just do 80 and grab that node. Because rolling 80 twice is relatively decent, right? That's the way I see it. And if you see these little green dots, you can follow them, and what can happen is it can lead you to like an underground tunnel, and you can fight like a boss, and it can drop an item that can be okay, but ideally you just buy the item from someone else because the chances of it rolling correct are like 1 in 500,000. Like, it's just very rare to get a good Stygian buys. But we have our boss over here, General Adis. And this boss does have like kind of a mechanic where you'll see these lightning lines come out, and you don't want to touch those. That will shock you. But if you have to, you know, walk past him, don't get hit by him, because it just applies shock. You'll see it applies shock. That's gonna make us take like 20% more damage. But he's one of the nastier bosses in the game for sure. So if you die to him, don't worry. I might die to him too. Okay, we got him. So now we're going to grab the powder out of this area, and we are good. Did we get the waypoint here? Yes, we did. Oh, wait, actually. Oh, yeah, we're going to do that lead mechanic. I forgot, my bad. I kind of spaced out on that one. Okay, pick up all the... Oh, we don't have room. Well, that's fine. It's not that big of a deal. I'm not going to go back. But if you do see 6 socketed items, feel free to pick them up. Because I do want the waypoint. Actually, we don't need the waypoint here, because we're just going to use the quarry. I don't remember where that league mechanic was. I think it was like right here, wasn't it? Maybe it was up one more. It doesn't have it marked on the minimap either. Okay. It's fine. We could just go to the next area. Each area should have 1 crucible. So we're just going to now go back. And we are going to get rid of this other item.
Do you need help with something?
There we go. We have so many items that are kind of clogging up our inventory. Like this over here. Sometimes it can be worth the chaos.
Yeah.
Maybe it can be worth an alchemy. I'm just going to get rid of both these. I don't need any of these right now. But don't get rid of your maps. You want to keep all of your maps.
Until next time.
And if you want to dump your stuff in a inventory, feel free to go ahead and do so. I'm going to go ahead and do it just so we have less clutter here. You could just remember, hold control and click, and it'll make things very, very easy for you.
Can't see why I'd want to do that.
So now we're going to go back to the Foothills, and in the Foothills we're going to go up and to the right, which is the Boiling Lake. It's usually always up and to the right from the waypoint. And then we're going to go up and to the right from the Boiling Lake to fight the giant chicken. And the giant chicken will drop us the other piece of the item. So we're supposed to get powder, and then we get an egg, and we combine them. And that will let us progress to another area. Oh, here we go. The Basilisk. That's what we need. So this enemy, they can turn you into stone. Oh, are we going to get killed by it? Oh, we didn't get killed by it. Nice. 2 stone ring. Nice. So we got the acid, and then now we have to give the ingredients to Sin. Now there is another area over here, so we can complete this thing right here, and we're gonna meet him at the quarry. Some of these. Okay, there's the bottled storm.
See you.
So you talk to Petrus and Vanja after you do the little tornado thing, I believe, and now we're gonna go back to the Vashri Desert. And we're going to go up and to the right. And this is going to give us another skill point. The Oasis. Oh, I want this. So, I don't think we go... No Forbidden Vault. That is not the correct exit from the Oasis. That's kind of a giant loop, I think. We're almost done after this act, which is coming pretty much to an end, actually. This is another one of those shorter acts. Oh, this is... I do want to do this, though. Okay. Okay, let's do that. So I'm gonna do about a quarter each time, so they're not like impossibly hard. Holy! Oh my gosh, that was insane for damage. Oh my gosh, that was crazy. It's definitely based off of item level. So you can't just take a high level item and just do it at a lower level area. It makes sense though, because that'd be actually really smart, big brain, if someone was to do that. So there's a desert hideout, but we don't need that. We're just looking for the area which the boss spawns in. Some more spell suppression. And our current spell suppression chance is 39%. Okay. Now we're going to the sand pit. This is where we need to go. Here's the boss. It's pretty cool. If you look at the tail, it's actually like a girl attached. So you'll fight the scorpion, it'll go away, and now we just have to kind of make the scorpion walk towards us in this little like narrow area. So just shoot and move once in a while, but don't get hit by the scorpion's tail if you can prevent it. You just basically got to walk down towards here. Make sure the scorpion, the giant one, it's got the purple tail, is still following you. Because if it doesn't follow you, you can't click onto the next area. Okay, now in the sands. Now we can actually kill the boss. It's really awesome looking like area too. I think it was really like well done in terms of its visuals. It's a pretty easy boss though. Just try to stand outside because you can't hit the boss right now when it just does this little slam attack. Just move, shoot, you'll be okay. It's a pretty easy boss fight. There we go, and now talk to the person in town for our reward.
You killed.
And we get that skill point. Nice. There's also, I guess, Rog that we can talk to. Just so it stops having the exclamation mark. Tatsuni also. Someone we can talk to. Okay, we have another skill point. Let's get that extra set of spell suppression. The next one's a pretty big one. It's 15% chance, and it's going to get doubled, which is going to be excellent. So now that we have the area cleared, we can go actually sell this as well. So we get some more jeweler orbs. Let's see if this ring is going to be better. It's got double resistance, accuracy, evasion, some life, but no other forms of resistances. So I don't think it's going to be good for us. Now you'll notice our chaos resistance is negative. Wait, does this not even change our resistances? Oh, is it the same? Oh, it just doesn't change that much. Oh, they're both 13 to both. This one adds fire damage, has mana regen twice. How much life though? 24 life, 55. Okay, and this one has accuracy and evasion. We don't really, it doesn't really matter. But now we're gonna go back to the quarry. And once we're at the quarry, we talk to Sin, and then he opens up the area. And we're gonna go enter the belly of the beast. You like the music for this game, Apple? Oh, nice. Yeah, this game has really good music. Pee-wee's 2 soundtrack is really good as well.
I'm not up to that just yet.
So in this area, we're going to be looking for some bosses. There's 3 bosses and then a big boss. Go, yeah, right now we're inside the belly of beast. You can see they've got a bunch of eyes. Get someone else to level up. Be careful when you click on some of these strong boxes. I'm always going to click on them for the most part, unless we're inside of the labyrinth, because that equals high chance for death. And in those areas, it's not that you have a higher chance necessarily just for death, but it's a high chance for death that will be very painful, because you have to walk all the way back, and that's no fun. For the exit. Oh, it's a Tujin. Tujin still got those. Okay, Danig we will want to do as well. So we're looking for, on Danig, logbooks are very good. We're going to actually try to shoot for this, because logbooks we can sell.
Seems risky.
Do this one. Monsters' hits can't be evaded. We only work on evasion, so we do not want that one. Monsters deal 15% more damage. Sure, we'll just go select that one. The only thing that's important is if we can get a logbook, that will be absolutely amazing. I can show you guys kind of what that is. So I do Danig as well as Tujin are the two that I will say that are very beginner friendly. Because the other ones that require a little bit more explaining that could take a long time. Unfortunately, we died. And now we gotta do the Walk of Shame, but we do have a very, very good movement speed, so 20 seconds lost, but we did beef up the monsters. And you know what probably got us killed? Was the boots. If we didn't have those boots, we would be A-okay, but it was worth the risk to have the extra movement speed. That's okay, we can take a different round. If you die, don't worry too much, as one, the game's pretty hard. Oh, heck, we can do this Crucible now. But I'm gonna not juice it up all the way. I'm gonna go like just a little bit. Because last time it actually was like quite difficult. Hopefully, pretty soon we can start getting a 6th link. Oh, we got corrupted blood on us. Oh. I'm guessing it's done, right? So we still don't have it level 1, because I can't right click it yet. But eventually this thing will level up and then we can see the skill tree. Now most of the time the skill tree will be worth it, but I do want to mention, if you are upgrading the Crucible, there are times where the Crucible will actually negatively impact your character. We got a logbook. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Okay, cool. Even with the death. It made it 100% worth it, because I did make the monsters a little bit stronger, on top of me already taking 15% more damage. But this logbook over here, let's see what this sells for. It's got the scythes. Now, I don't know if this scans it correct. It's easily worth like 10 chaos, I want to say, because it's got scythe. Let's go throw it. Right now, I'm going to put it for 10 chaos. It could be a bunch of people price fixing, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it here. If you want to know if someone is trying to like buy your item and you've sold your item for way too cheap, like I'll list this for 10 chaos orbs. If a bunch of people whisper me instantly, I know that I've listed the item for too cheap. But we'll just leave it here. Look, see, that means it's too cheap. Because what they're doing is using bots. And if we've only got one message here, I'll take it. Let's see, we got another one. Okay, so if there's a lot of people that message, it's because they have bots or little like macros that do these things. So I'm gonna list it. Let's say I go to like 15. I wouldn't mind selling it for 10 though. It might be worth like 12. It's not that big of a deal. I'm just gonna invite him to party. It's fine. But I don't mind selling something fast because I can also just get another item. But like, don't sell something that's worth, let's say it's worth 100. Don't sell it for 10. Okay. There's a limit to how low you want to go. Now, there's a bunch of other ones for like 12, and maybe he's going to flip it for 12. That's fine. It doesn't bother me at all. Okay. There we go. And 10 Chaos Orbs, just like that. And our whole build, like, what was this? Just a couple, just like 1 Chaos Orb? Our whole build is worth less than like 10 Chaos Orbs at this point. A lot of times, a lot of these items will go super far down in price as the game progresses. We have literally like nothing that's even good. Alright, so let's go ahead and continue. Now with our extra Chaos Orbs, we'll be good to go. We can get a 6th link probably really soon. In fact, by the time this one ends, like this part 9 ends, in part 10, Act 10, we will get ourselves a brand new 6th link. And a 6th link is going to significantly increase our damage. And we get a brand new helmet as well. We can look at things like Star Conjas, Rat's Nest. Those are great for damage and survivability. One thing I like to get is called the Gull. It's one of the best helmets in the game for like early levels, in the early maps. What it does is it spawns in shrines for us, and it gives us bonus shrine effects, and I like to spec into shrines and strong boxes, which is something we'll talk a little bit more about later. Let's check out what these enkindlings are worth. Is it 1 chaos? Not even 1. They're worth a little bit more than half. 0.8 is what those are worth. Because now I'm not really one-shotting everything. This is why I feel like damage. If I'm two-shotting, I'm fine. But three-shotting is where I feel like, okay, I need to pump up my damage. I'm going to upgrade this thing. Should we go all the way with this one? I want to get this upgrade. This might be really pushing our build, though. Okay. I think we got the upgrade. Oh, but these monsters are going to be very difficult. So we might die a couple times, but it'll be worth it. Sometimes there are trade-offs that are worth it. Ooh, we're actually really low on the HP. No flash charges either, which is kind of dangerous. But what you can do... Oh, there's no other enemies here. Is kill other enemies so your flash charges can refill so I can pop my flasks. And I think we got our first node on the Crucible, right? So we have... Ooh. Oh, this is good. Hold on. We have increased attributes and global damage. Oh! That's amazing! So that's our first one. And then our next one, we get extra quality. Usable. Ooh! Another amazing one! We're going to replace this bow, but I just wanted to see what it had. Oh my gosh. Okay, so this is really nice. Oh my... I think we got the lottery, guys. Okay, so I follow a lot of other PoE content creators. So I was watching Grim. He's another awesome content creator. And he's been grinding for probably at this point maybe 30 hours. But let me kill this thing. And he said he hasn't gotten a geode. I don't know who else has gotten a geode. So what a geode is a item that you can use to go into another area to forge in the Crucible. So this item could be worth a lot once we get the upgrade, right? So it doesn't really matter where we go because this item, I'm literally going to vendor it for the geode. And I don't know how much a geode goes for. In fact, we can find out right now. Since I'm so excited, I might as well check the price because sometimes you get excited and you're like, oh, it's not really worth anything. So it's a geode? I think it said igneous geode, right? There's two different types. Let me move. Okay, let's see what this... It said igneous geode? Okay, igneous geode. How much is an igneous geode? Okay, so the first few are usually scammers. It's just how this game works. You gotta you just gotta know. Okay. So the first few are usually scammers. Like, no one's selling it for 1 or 3. It's probably like 7. It's probably like 8. Okay. It's probably about 8. So that's a nice little bonus. I don't know how rare these are, by the way. Let's go upgrade this to a... This is one of the higher level flasks. So I'm going to see if we can get something good. Increased amount recovered. Reduced recovery rate. Oh, no. Instant. No, increased amount recovered. Oh, it's reduced recovery rate. We usually don't want that, but it's fine. The other one was just a... ooh, that hits really hard. This boss is kind of difficult. I recommend throwing up a portal because she does this scream attack that does an insane amount of damage, and if you don't have, like, the life leech, I guess we're just leeching through it. That's cool. And it's probably immortal flesh because that thing is amazing. Okay, so now we'll go back to the black core, and so we just went in the dogeries. Now we're gonna go into this other portal. There's 3 portals. We fight 3 bosses. Oh, I've allocated a new skill. Oh, okay. Gotcha. So, but that was a nice buff for sure. We just literally got 25%. Was it increased global damage and increased attributes? Double good stats. Sometimes you get a bad stat, but I would say it's still worth to risk it.
Yes.
Yes. Even the Maven agrees with me, which is the sound filter that we use. She's another boss in the game. Oh, that was doing a massive amount of damage. Sometimes it'll happen in PoE, you're like, oh, everything's fine, then just whoops, you're dead. And it happens more often, I would say, with evasion builds. Like evasion builds, you could be fine for 2 hours, and then randomly you get unlucky, someone crits like 2 different times, and it goes through all of your defenses. Whereas with armor, they're always hitting you, but they're always hitting you for like a smaller amount of damage. That's kind of the trade-off with evasion versus the other builds in the game. But the next level up point will be really good. I'm gonna go ahead and put this one. This is the big node, yeah, the 15% chance, and then the next one doubles all of our spell suppression, kind of. And I say kind of because what it does is it rolls your chance twice to suppress the damage. But once we're at about 80%, multiplying that times 2, it'll be good enough. I hope. I'm actually going to check the price of Thunderfist, as it'll be a very cheap way to get a insane amount of damage earlier on. And I don't need added lightning damage with that. Okay, cool. Got that boss, and now that we've completed all of those bosses, we're going to go into the Deprived Trinity. But you'll notice I need my flasks, right? I'm just going to go back into town, and I'm going to refill my flasks by just going back into town. So this boss is really easy. If you play Devil May Cry 2, it's kind of like the boss from Devil May Cry 2, which is just a giant blob of all of them combined. They're not really too difficult, it's just that slam attack will hit hard. All the slams in PoE will hit kind of hard. Trying to stand in those purple things as they will explode, and it has the abilities of the books, which is Shav's ability. Chevron, and just keep shooting. Make sure you resummon your little totems because it helps out. Not for damage, but to distract the boss, essentially. Those giant orbs, don't get hit by them. The same ability that the girl that shoots out the books. They're relatively large, but they're not super hard to dodge. There's the books again. There we go. And it's very important that you do not go back to town after this. I did it before. You have to kill all the bosses again if you do. You want to make sure you talk to the NPCs, and then you will talk to Lily and sail to Oriath. There we go. And that was Act 9 completed. So anyways, hope you guys enjoyed Part 9, Act 9, and the next part is the final act before we get to the end game content. But anyways, thanks for tuning in. I'll see you guys in Part 10 very soon. Kappas.